Watch the first wobble on this rep when he gets the band on. Welcome to today's video. We have a whole new series which we're launching now, which is the Leaner by the Day series. So I'm going to be documenting my fat loss journey and getting shredded and back into shape post-coronavirus and post-lockdown after my mini bulk session I've gone through. And we'll also be documenting my great friend Mike, aka Built by Fitness, his journey in getting absolutely shredded as well. He's recently just done the shoot, so it's incredibly lean. So we're basically take you through videos in terms of training, nutrition, absolutely everything I'm doing on a daily basis to get lean, pull body fat off, give you guys loads of value, teach you everything you need to know to help you get to where you want to be with a lean athletic physique. Today on the menu we have got a leg session coming up at Physique Warehouse at a roasting hot UK summer day. It's like 37 degrees here, so we're going to get in there, get crushing it, and see you at Physique Warehouse. Okay, so we've got leg session coming up. We've got Mike who's trying to get himself limber over there. I've just done some warm up using the Tough Wraps glute band. So I've got an issue where one of my glutes isn't firing, or both of them aren't really firing very well. So I've done a set of crab walks back to back, up and down, which is basically where I'm going to put the band onto my knees, go into squat position, and come out, and then forward. Notice how the song comes on. It does. I don't know if you can hear out the song of this, but it's just very romantic to do this. So you're doing that to try and get my glutes fired up before the squats. Watch the first wobble on this rep when he gets the band on. Oh shit. I didn't even know it was gonna happen. Fuck me. So you guys surprised? I called that on the camera before it happened. Because it nearly happened to me. Oh shit. I didn't even know. See, if Charlie was a real friend, he would have told me that I would have been fucked up when I unwrapped the fucking mold. But no. I wanted to make a joke out of it. What's this? I started like Mr. Miyagi, I could see what was going to happen. It happened. 12. It's in there. 5 on each leg on the step up. Okay, so what you'll notice here with the first exercise I was doing is a barbell back squat, which is banded onto a box. The box ensures getting perfect depth of the squat, hitting parallel, exactly where we want to be. I'm really trying to focus on bracing my core and driving upwards. Now the bands, they are thick bands and add a lot of resistance here. So it doesn't look like a lot, but if you saw Mike's set, he wobbled like hell when he unracked that. And then from the back squat banded, we then go into unilateral work, which previously for me was something I'm incredibly weak on, but has improved massively. So we're doing a single leg step up. We're doing 5 reps per side to try and focus on building unilateral strength. And you will see that footwear wise, I'm using the Vibrams, which is an absolute game changer when it comes to footwear, making sure you're actually activating your feet and using the whole of your leg and not having your foot set in stone in a cast when you're shredding legs, which is very, very important. We're training in pairs. This is a situation when we're doing this many exercises back to back. We're actually hoping the other person takes ages, so you get more rest. As you see, the last set pretty much destroyed me, and I know what he's going through right now, so it's only going to get worse. I think we're going to do 10 exercises back to back, 10 reps. So very much gets a matter of willpower and just zoning out. So just keep them going. Beautiful.
Every time you get me lying on the floor.
So throughout this whole workout, what we're doing is we're just adding exercises on to incrementally increase intensity, increase volume, and this is a conditioning leg session we're doing here, so it's a very, very different type of stimulus than just going heavy, balls to the wall, or doing hypertrophy. In my opinion, this type of training session is actually much more difficult because the length of the session is much longer. So this was pretty savage. So here again, we're finishing off the step ups and we're going into the next exercise, which is the the front squat. Now, using a safety bar for front squat is great because you've got the padding there and it sits really, really nicely. As you can see at this point, I'm getting a little bit fatigued, so trying to use a little bit more explosive reps to drive from the bottom of the hole. Whenever doing any squat in motion, like always trying to think about having 3 points of contact, your heel, the outside of the front of your foot and on the ball of your foot to have everything engaged correctly. And then from there, what we're doing is we're going into a Bulgarian split squat, and we're using the short barbell to add additional support because at this point we're pretty fatigued and pretty fried. So we're going to go again, repping out one leg and then go on to the other leg just to get as much like blood and pump as that we can into there, trying to go full range of motion. And you'll notice that I have a bit of an imbalance. I'm stronger on one side than the other, which is why this is really, really good exercise to try and fix any imbalances you have when you train unilaterally.
So I don't know if you guys noticed, but if you look back at some of the old training videos, especially the leg day ones from Charlie, you'll notice a vast improvement in his mobility and his stability, whereas before, any single leg dominant movements like reverse lunges, step ups, Bulgarian split squats, anything like that, he used to struggle with them so fucking much. And I think an accumulation of not only training with Diesel, but also paying a lot of attention to his weak areas has allowed him to progress in those areas, which then transfer over to be able to help him with other compound movements, because he's a lot more stable and he's a lot more strong in that in those ranges of motions, or in those plane of motions. So a tip for anyone out there who potentially wants to get stronger and wants to build, you know, an overall athletic looking physique, especially in regards to your lower body, take a leaf out of Charlie's book, focus on your weak points, and it'll only make your strong points that little bit better. Tip of the day. Words can't fucking sum it up. See, I find training heavier is way easy, because I don't know how long that set was. It's like 2 to 3 minutes of fucking solid work. I'm fucking bruised. Shit's running shit. But I don't know how long we're training for, like 40 minutes. I've had enough. It's enough. Quality over quantity.
Final round here, so we went, I think we did 8 rounds in the end. So it actually ends up being like 80 to 100 reps or something like that for legs. So you see Mike just finished absolutely horrendous squat. It's a stiff leg dumbbell deadlift into a reverse lunge. So do that on both sides, it's 1 rep. And like when you're completely fried, and this is like the end of the session, it's really, really difficult. From that, my lower back was getting really pumped, and over my back as well. From there, we're going into good morning with a safety bar squat again. So we're doing that standing, which again is more of a mind over matter thing, and training your lower back to get used to like that endurance and the volume and the blood coming into there. Key with the safety bar good morning is to push the bar handles up as you come down to stop you like actually bending too much to the upper back. From there, we're then going into a seated good morning, which you see Mike is struggling with a little bit. He looks like he's in absolute bits, repping the Coca Pot pumping t-shirt, studio coaching of course. But again, this is a really good way to strengthen spinal erectors, build strength and thickness through lower back and upper back, in particular the seat position. I felt very good. Standing, I felt my lower back and hamstrings would be way too fried for that, but it was savage, so much movement.
Yeah. Broken it. I haven't seen you roll around on the floor that much for a long time. You think you can train, you think you train hard when you train by yourself, which I have no doubt that I do, but when you train with someone else it goes to another level, and then when you train with someone else and being trained by someone, it goes that level even higher, because you always want to fucking like match the other person. It usually ends up you lying on the fucking floor like a cripple. Pretty good 70%. So we're going to have a look at the absolute mess of what I look like, how lean he is, and then this is going to be all part of the new series of Leaner by the Day. Mike's going to be getting shredded for something exciting coming up, and I just need to get myself back in shape ASAP. So let's have a look what a sweaty mess I look like. Alright, so it's a very sweaty leg fest all wrapped up. So this is new series Leaner by the Day, so I'm going to be cutting to get back in shape. I've already pulled off 4.5 kilos in 6 weeks. I've still got quite a long way to go, so the goal is to initially get down to 93 and then keep going down from there. Mike's just done a shoot, it looks absolutely ridiculous, so I'll look at him in a minute, and then he's going to keep cutting as well. So we're going to do this together, train here at Physique Warehouse, and document the whole process along with the way we go. I'm going to throw in loads of knowledge, tips, all the stuff that I'm using so you guys can practically do it. So we're going to have a look at what I look like at the moment. So I feel pretty soft. Bear in mind we just trained legs as well. So 96 kilos, we've got quite a lot of back fat. It's very watery really, but compared to the tanned man over there, but I feel I have some muscle mass like sitting there still. My legs look alright, we're just training convenient leg partner. Like the reason it's not like you unintentionally put on weight. No, I try to add size. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because a lot of people, I think, presume that, like, you know, if you want to get back in shape, it means like that you took the foot off gas. Yeah, took the foot off gas, but it's intentional. And I think that's where people get the misconception, where they kind of just see the end product. Yeah. Whereas it's part of the process to be able to put on. When you're trying to add size, you need to put on body fat. It's just inevitable. Calorie excess. And lockdown was a good opportunity to do that. To be fair, I was doing the first like 8 weeks was doing that with like mainly doing CrossFit trial training, getting stronger, and also it was quite nice at the time to not have to worry about food so much because everyone in the world was going to fucking global crisis. So like 96 kilos now, and I feel I've actually got more muscle mass and in pretty good health overall. So we're quite a long. Once it all comes off for me, like if I lose another 2 kilos, this comes off. My waist then starts to pull in loads, and I look like loads different. Plus as well, that style of training, like we spoke about it before, it's only benefiting you moving forward because you're more
I've reset my foundations, yeah.
You know, like your stability, your mobility, your range of motion is now improved. Huge. So when that then transfers over to going back into this style of training, you know, you'll be much more beneficial because of an overall 100%. Talk about mobility. So like most people see you lift weights, you've got no flexibility, like palms of my hand on the fucking floor, which isn't too bad. Let me see if I can do that more. You get your palms to your hands there? Yeah, I can put 2 palms on the floor. It's not too bad. Just train legs. Like get me the first thing in the morning and I'll be like here. Like a stiff. Oh. So naturally I have quite thick, quite heavy set. So like my waist is still 35.5 inches, so I was 36.5, so I've lost an inch. Goal is to get down to like 33, and then I look aesthetic. Whereas Mike's probably got like a teenage girl's like 28 inch waist. I think I'm 28. Do you actually have a 28 inch waist? I think if I measured it, it'd probably come in close to it. Makes it pretty pumped off that. This mirror also has slightly wider. Inevitably, it's a progression, because like I said before in the videos before, you're never going to be ideally happy with the way that you look. Even the best like guys and the girls in the world that compete, they're always striving for progress, whether it be minute or not. But it's just a case of knowing what your weaknesses are and trying to work on them day in, day out. Because inevitably, at the end of the day, you know, if anyone does decide to take the route to either do a photo shoot or especially step on stage, you have to understand like what are you doing it for at the end of the day, because like I know my weak points, I know what I need to work on, and some people's mentality and mindset doesn't allow them to, you know, deal with the fact of somebody else pointing out your weak points. Because it's easy for me to look in the mirror and be like, oh yeah, okay, so I need to bring up my shoulders, my arms, my chest, just to bring a more overall aesthetic physique. Like I can see that, but if I stand in front of somebody and somebody tells me that, what's my mindset towards that? Is my mindset going to be, is it going to break me, or is it going to make me want to strive to better myself even that much more? And plus, what are you doing it for at the end of the day? But it's good because we've never dieted, like I'm dieting now, or coming off the back of a diet, but we've never dieted together. We've never been in a deficit with each other. It's either one trying to lose weight and the other one trying to add size. So this will be fucking interesting for sure. I'm excited.
Yeah, we've got quite different body types as well, so it's we'll just see what happens with that one.
Way like physique update where we are, because I'm doing a new YouTube series, Leaner by the Day, about getting back in shape. Am I throwing you under the bus?
This was me the start of this week, right?
Yeah.
This was me when how bad is that?
That's what I feel.
Yeah. So I mean that's only maybe that's like 2 weeks. No, I'm a little bit leaner than that. But 2 weeks. That's bad. Like.
See if I can see it on camera.
Yeah. This was the extent of COVID. Full transparency.
This is like the COVID comeback.
So this is like 2 weeks later, and we're probably like a few days on from here. But the goal is to be, you know, like people will always look and go, oh yeah, you know, they're always in shape, and it's good, I think, for whether you're YouTube or Facebook, whoever you are, that you know that you know we all go through struggles as well. But the principles that we learn and that you're teaching people is the same principles that we stick to. You know, so full transparency. It's like, okay, you got to how you look, but then if we regress, we'll go back to the same principles that we're trying to help everyone else with. So I think it's important that you guys know that as well. And yeah, what's next?
People always see that peak, like we said before, they always see that peak condition, where they assume that someone stays in that peak condition all year round, and that's what can be kind of a daunting thing for especially social media, is when you see people who look like they're in shape and living their best life all year round, when in reality it's not the case at all. Like it may be for like the 1%, even that, like the 0.1% most likely that can maintain that all year round.
Yeah.
But a majority of people, like you dip in and you dip out. So
I'll give you a tip though, if you're a personal trainer, online coach, or you want to be a fitness model, when you're shredded, get 1,000,000 photos taken and save them somewhere. And don't show them all at once. Save them, because you'll need them for on a serious note though, I think content is something that you guys, more than anyone I know, have killed over the last few years. And when you're trying to grow a business or doing whatever, it's content that people are gonna want to see. But generally speaking, you guys are in good nick most of the time. But
your main goal?
So I've got physically. So get out of that shape that I just showed you guys.
Join the team.
Yeah. So the goal is I'm doing a COVID to cover. So my goal is to do a few shoots depending on where's open at the end of the year. Maybe if lockdown persists into the start of next year, and do some more shoots and document the whole process to that point. And then I've always said with you guys, no doubt, if you guys do before me, maybe at some point do a competition. I've never done a competition before, but I've spoke to Ben Pekulski about doing one over the last number of years. So that's probably a longer term goal, but it's definitely something I want to tick off before the day's done.
I know it's going to happen one day, and I'm excited for us, all three of us, to do one together.
100%.
Because at some fucking point, this is going to happen.
Who's 40 first? Is it me?
Who's what?
Oh yeah, mate, you're way older than us.
Mate, we're way older than us.
Oh yeah. I don't look it though.
We're only 30.
Is that Botox?
It's
Maybe a little.
yeah. So long way to go. Long way to go. Full transparency. But have you guys have
Yeah,
done something in there, right?
I'm just fat. I just need to lose.
Even like I said to you the other day,
Get recomp so quickly.
Yeah.
But even like your posture looks way better.
Yeah, well, you guys saw the photo, I was like this, but I mean, there's an element for me at least of, and obviously all of us will do different kind of training modalities to get back into routine. For me, it's more getting back in. I'm not like, you guys are killing it. I'm coming in and I'm just kind of stimulating, going away, rest, recover. I've lost a lot of obviously this is before I'm going to train in a minute, but even compared to the photos there,
the recomp's going to be good though. And here's the thing as well, just quickly, a lot of people, you know, they get wary about whether or not they feel comfortable taking their top off if they are not in as good a shape as what they want to be. But inevitably, if you just take the plunge and like seriously take a look in the mirror and appreciate where you are right now, the minute that he looks back, the minute Chris looks back when he's done what he wants to do and compares the two side by side, it's that click that will make you be like, do you know what? Like, I'm gonna pat myself on the back because it's fucking fair play to me for fucking doing it. And I think that's where a lot of people, like, they feel wary about it, but just fucking take the plunge and do it.
One thing that I recommend any of you who are on any of Charlie's programs or whatever you're doing is the weeks that you won't check in because you don't want to admit to yourself you fucked, or you that they don't want to let down, that's when you need him most. And when I was training with Ben, I was like, because as we all do with our coaches, our mentors, we don't want to let them down, but like they're idols in some ways. Yes, normal people, but we still aspire, right? So don't shy away from the accountability that he's giving you. And that's something that I've noticed firsthand, because I'm like, shit, I don't want to message Ben and be this.
But it's when you fuck up you need help the most.
That's exactly it. But for you guys, it's important. That's when you need accountability, and that's when you can help him the most, and that's what he does. So one thing I do, even if you're listening to this and you don't have a coach yet, fine. At some point, you'll see the value in that. But what I do, without fail, no matter how late I am, I'll come up right here. So I'm taking a photo every day for however length of time. So I'm going to put them all together and be like, this is it. And from one photo to the next, you won't see the difference. But when you put them all together, you will. But what I will do, for my own accountability's sake, is no matter what the scenario is, I will take my top off and stand here and become present in seeing that this is how I look right now, and I'm in control of fixing it. And it's also an accountability of seeing, like, because sometimes I think, whatever about our physique, sometimes I'll come up here and I'll go, oh, I'm actually not looking that bad. And that will kind of set the tone for the rest of the day. Or if I'm feeling...
If you do feel you look bad, it gives you a kick up the arse when you need it.
Exactly. So that accountability for you guys, if you don't have a coach, that's what a coach does, amongst the bazillion amounts of information that they can get. But it's that accountability. So yeah, something like that is something really, really useful too. What do you guys train?
Legs. It's all fucking hard.
Nice. Yeah, so if these guys are around in a week's time, we'll have a little nose and we'll see what happens.
Do a weekly update.
Yeah.
COVID comebacks on.
Okay, so that was the fruity leg session wrapped up. We ended up doing like 8 to 10 exercises back. No, I think it's 8 exercises back to back. By the end of it, just blasted. Particularly the hottest day of pretty much the UK this year. So we now have got a post-workout meal. I'm going to show you. Some people commented this is a bit weird, but this is steak mince, 125 grams of white rice from my lunchbox, 100 grams pineapple. Pineapple is good for digestion. Also tastes sweet, tastes banging. And I'm also going to have a little bit of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. If you know, you know. This isn't necessarily an optimal sauce for using when cutting. However, it is leg day. I can get away with probably an extra 20 calories from a little bit of barbecue sauce. So my idea with my current cut at the moment is to try and keep some things in I love and only take them out at the last minute when needed, when progress stops. So this is video 1 of Leaner by the Day. Next video will be going through a full day of eating, so make sure you stay tuned for the next video. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and drop us a comment below with some of your feedback.